Good morning, Madonnas. Blessings to you all. So, this is part one of my series, and I am excited to start this journey. I don't know where it's going to stop, where it's going to end, but I am just going to keep going. So, I am going to start off by saying that where I can remember as a child in my life. Share with me, guys, if you can remember when you were like 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus, at what age in your life you remember as a child. So I am going to start off by saying I remember when I was maybe about 3. Yes, I was about 3 plus. I can remember little bits and pieces when I used to go to Swallowfield School that was in Whitehall. I used to live in Whitehall at Connell's Close in Whitehall. Um, that's where my parents used to live together. So I can remember these little bits and pieces where I used to go to school when I was maybe like 2 plus. Yes. And my mom used to take me to school. My dad used to go to work because he's a gardener. He always have this lawnmower that he ride around with this carrier on his bike, and he used to carry his lawnmower in that little carrier that he have on his bicycle. And he used to go and cut gardens at people's houses. My mom was working, so she used to take care of us at that time. I had a smaller brother. He was maybe about 1 plus to my remembrance. And we used to live with my parents, my mom and my dad, and they used to have this 2 bedroom house. Um, so me and my two brother used to be in one room, and my dad and my mom was in one bedroom. So when my mom used to take me to school, waking up in the morning when my mom makes breakfast, my mom used to do days work, but not every day, like maybe like twice per week. So she used to, go after she dropped us to school. And if she have to leave early, then my dad would have taken us to school. So I remember that in that little area between 1 and 3 in the morning. But in the morning when we used to get up, my mom would have made us, you know, Milo tea, um, Alex tea, stuff like that, and give we nice, delicious breakfast that you know, we would have loved. So, like when my dad make us breakfast, um, during that time, it would have been more like some tin mackerel or sardine cook up with banana or rice or porridge, stuff like that, where we don't really like so early in the morning. He would have feed us on um, soursop leaf, not soursop leaf, Cirrus tea, and he would have give us that kind of breakfast, and then the big pot of food would have leave in the kitchen when we come home in the evening. That big pot, our seasoned rice with our turn cornmeal and all that kind of food my dad used to prepare some heavy food where we as kids never really like. But my mom, on the other hand, would give we the fried dumpling, the ackee and saltfish, callaloo, fry up saltfish, rundown, them kind of things that we as kids we used to like, rice and peas, fried chicken, pork, those kind of food my mom used to cook where my dad would have just use him hand and I using and I make fashion. So it kind of balance. My mom was on this side and my dad was mostly on that side. So um, we were so happy during that time when my mom and dad used to live together. They used to have disagreement. They used to argue, and I remember one day when my mom, and we never used to like get beaten. If we do, like my mom would shield us because my dad is that kind of person that will beat you for people tell him things and him just beat we. He's that kind of person. He believe in beating kids when they do something wrong, which my mom doesn't. You know, she was the opposite. She was very loving and caring, but as I said, you know, things got something out of balance. When my dad and my mom break up, I was still pretty young. So they have a fight, and I can remember very clearly. It's like my mom went into dad saving pan and take out some money because my dad used to save a lot of kinds. So my mom, you know, I think she like, you know how you used to have these big enamel container with kinds. People used to save them, and you can easily use the knife and tilt it. So when you shake it, the kinds can, your piggy bank, you can come out. So you shake it, you shake it. So I think my mom went in there, and I don't have proof for it, but that was what happened. That was what my dad told me. And she went in there, and he realized that the pan was tampered with. My older brother, he was maybe about 7, and at that time maybe I was about 3 plus. Then my little brother maybe about 1 plus. Yeah, so I'm just sharing that part. So anyways, the pan was tampered with. So when my dad figured out that the pan was tampered with and money is missing, the pan is getting lighter, and my mom said it wasn't she. She said it wasn't she, and then my dad and her started a big argument. There was a lot of commotion in the house. I remember that argument, and then my mom decided to leave. Yeah, so she left, and but she was fed up because my dad and her used to have some back and forth all the time, and she get fed up, and you know what a lot of men don't understand, being arguing with women all the time, it definitely drive you to leave the man inside your head. And as a woman now growing up, that is something that a lot of men don't realize, that this argument and back and forth, women are just looking to be loved. And if you're not giving that to them, they're going to detach themselves mentally from them. So I can relate to what my mom was going through with my dad. And my dad hit her too, because he was a woman beater. Yeah, my dad hit her several times. We know about it as kids. So my mom was sick and tired of it, and she left. Mm. She left. And mm, it was so hard after my mom leave for us as kids. My baby brother, my older brother. So we used to go to school because my brother, I think, is like 4 years older than me, right? He's 4 years older than me. So we used to go to school, and we used to go to Swallowfield. There was like a kindergarten section there where I used to go. My brother was, you know, on the bigger grades because he was like seven plus. Um, so we was going to school. My little baby brother, when my dad gone to work, my little baby brother used to stay with a lady, and I think my dad used to pay the lady to keep him because he was young, didn't ready for school yet. But like when we're leaving in the morning, I would have leave my dad there. He boiled this Cersei tea, give us. We didn't like it, and sometimes I just hide and go to the window and just throw it through the window and let him think that I drink it. When I get older and I tell him about it, um, he said, "Oh my God, you know, we confess to him when we get big. You know, when we are big people, we tell him." So, anyways, coming home from school, I would come home and see this big pot of food. My dad, one thing with my dad he used to give us money. So we have enough food to eat at school. We come home with our money and stuff like that. So I used to enjoy it so much where I would, have money, saving money. It teach us to save. That's the thing. When my mom wasn't like that, my dad was like that. Him always tell we don't spend off all of our money. Give us our little piggy bank to come home and said put, your little 10 cent or your little 5 cent in here. It was a big man and he teach us that. So anyways, it's so funny because he's not a saver right now. um so seeing him saving his kind and he tell us to save, that was something that meant a lot to me as a child. Um, so coming from school, we have money. Daddy will have the big pot of food, and we don't want that. So we would go back out on the street and we would spend some of our money to buy a snack, but not really interested in the season rice or the turn car meal or the big old flour dumpling and banana and big yam. The yam them slice so big and we are like a picnic. So him leave all that food every single day and make sure so when we come home from school, food is dear, and I can give him credit for that. Him don't make we hungry. Him work and he make sure so we go to school with the breakfast. He make sure so we have money for go to school, and he make sure so we come home and get a meal when my mother wasn't there anymore. Um, One thing my brother used to do though, and we used to get beaten every single day, and it's like it was so hard. So I'm gonna share this and then I'm gonna cut this series right here. So there was this lady on the front of Whitehall, where we used to live in the right inside a little scheme where we walked to go home. On the front there was this lady and her husband lived on the left hand side. I can remember, even though I was that tiny. And I don't know how them see we. There was the shop people them too that I used to think that I go to my dad and tell him things. So my dad used to come home late, like 6 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock. But him tell people to give an eye on us, which is I think that little lady sometimes used to go back and tell daddy, tell we not to go back. Once we come off the road, don't go back because anything can happen. That's ghetto. And sometimes war broke out and them something they shot fire and if something. So him say once we come home, do not go back on the road. So we'd go at a little corner shop and we go buy things. Almost every single evening we do it. Some even him don't hear about it. But I don't understand. I was young, forget about the lick and still I go back tomorrow. But my brother would say, come, we could go buy banana chips or any little snack where around the place at that time where we enjoy. My brother would have make we still go back out there. And him as the bigger one, we still go back out there every evening and him I get the most beaten when we get one. When daddy will come and say, I hear that and I was outside, why did you go on the road? And when I said, Daddy, because my one. And him used to beat Patrick the most because Patrick was the one who is the older one, should have known that we're not supposed to go on the road. And all out we and him beat we, boom, 3, 4 licking on my hand. Sometimes one over my back. Patrick I get all 15 lick. Sometimes he used to feel so sorry for him. And then tomorrow, him go do it again. And me I get beaten. My little brother will get one beaten because my baby. Him still I get one little beaten and him a baby. Or two. Don't go there. Don't follow Patrick. Stay home. Don't go. And yeah, me I gonna get my brother to talk some of the series too, like share some of the story. So this series, me I gonna get some family involved and me I go just leave it right there. So come, I don't want the video them to be too long. It's hard for me to upload them and edit them. So I'm just gonna stop right there. So and then continue on the next journey from here. So I'm going to take note of where I stopped at each video and then I can pick up and move on from there. So I will see you in the next series. Love you guys and hope you're going to enjoy these series. I'm going to call my brother to be on some of these series and him can share, his view and some of what I share with you. So I want to do at least 5 episodes first. I'm excited. And then I am going to get my brother to confirm. After I upload, I going to get my brother to tell me his side of what he remember when I was with him during that time, because after a while I wasn't. So that story is gonna keep continuing. So I'll see you soon, guys. Love ya. Mwah. Bye.